A person looking up at the night sky, stars twinkling. The camera slowly zooms in. Host speaking directly to the camera. What if I told you that in just a few decades, humans could be living on Mars? Sounds like science fiction, right? But right now, some of the greatest minds on the planet are working to turn that dream into reality. Fast-paced montage, rockets launching, astronauts floating in zero gravity, Elon Musk speaking about Mars colonization, NASA engineers working on spacecraft. The future of space travel isn't just about visiting other planets. It's about staying there, surviving, and maybe, even thriving. So, how close are we really to making space colonization a reality? Let's find out. How far have we come? Old black and white footage of the moon landing in 1969. Just over 50 years ago, we took our first steps on the moon. Back then, the idea of living on another planet was pure fantasy. Modern-day space missions, SpaceX rockets, Artemis program animations. But today, thanks to advancements in rocket technology, AI, and robotics, we're closer than ever to turning Mars into our second home. A SpaceX Starship prototype taking off. Companies like SpaceX, NASA, and even private space startups are leading the charge, developing spacecraft capable of interplanetary travel. But reaching Mars is only half the battle, the real challenge. Surviving once we get there, the biggest challenges of colonizing Mars, host standing in front of a futuristic Mars landscape graphic. Alright, let's break it down. If we want to live on Mars, here are the top challenges we need to solve. 1. The journey itself. Spacecraft interior, astronauts floating in zero gravity. A trip to Mars would take about 6 to 9 months. Imagine being stuck in a small spacecraft for that long. Radiation exposure, bone loss, and mental health risks are major concerns. 2. Surviving the harsh environment. A dust storm on Mars, an astronaut struggling to see through the storm. Mars isn't exactly welcoming. It has no breathable air, freezing temperatures, and deadly dust storms. We'll need habitats that protect against these extreme conditions. 3. Growing food and producing water. Astronauts in a futuristic greenhouse on Mars, growing plants. We can't just bring years' worth of food. Scientists are working on growing crops in Martian soil and extracting water from underground ice deposits. Building a self-sustaining colony. A futuristic Mars base with solar panels and oxygen generators. For Mars to become a true second home, we need renewable energy, oxygen production, and ways to create a functioning society. That's where AI, robotics, and even 3D printing buildings from Martian dust come in. Who's leading the Mars mission? A split screen: Elon Musk, NASA's Artemis project, China's space program. Right now, there's a new space race, but this time, it's not just about planting a flag. It's about who can build the first permanent settlement beyond Earth. Rocket. SpaceX Starship is designed for Mars missions, aiming for a crewed landing as early as the 2030s. Full Moon. NASA's Artemis program, focused on building a lunar base first, as a stepping stone for Mars missions. Satellite. China's Mars plans, developing new Mars rovers and bases, possibly sending humans by 2050. But with all these efforts combined, will we see the first human colony on Mars within our lifetime? The answer might surprise you. How soon will humans live on Mars? Host, standing in front of a timeline from 2025 to 2050. Here's the timeline experts predict. Flying Saucer 2025-2030. First test missions, cargo landings on Mars. Rocket. 2030s, the first crewed missions to Mars, testing long-term survival. Home. 2040s-2050s, the first permanent Mars settlements, with human habitats and research stations. Of course, space travel is unpredictable. Delays, technology failures, and funding issues could slow things down. But one thing is certain: we are closer than ever before. Conclusion. Kids watching a Mars mission launch, astronauts training, a time-lapse of a futuristic Mars colony being built. The future of space travel isn't just about exploring the unknown. It's about pushing the limits of what's possible. Maybe in a few decades, future generations will look back at our time the same way we look back at the first moon landing, as the moment humanity became a truly interplanetary species. Call to action: if you enjoyed this video and want to keep exploring the future of space travel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing content. Host smiles, standing in front of an image of Mars. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time. Outro music fades out, screen goes black with "subscribe for more" text. This script makes the topic engaging, visual, and futuristic, keeping viewers hooked while delivering real knowledge. Would you like me to tweak it or add any visuals, effects ideas? Rocket. Tell us.